Nordaq has become synonymous to sustainability and innovation in luxury hospitality. And I'm thrilled we get to unpack that today, especially in a time when hotels are rethinking every detail of the guest experience. For those tuning in for the first time, I'm Nikolina and I'm the founder of Dion AI agency, and we host Hotel Voices from now on, a podcast spotlighting the people quietly reshaping luxury from the inside out. Whether it's technology, design, operations, or emotional storytelling, we go beyond the superficial understanding of what really luxury is. And today's episode is special because we are joined by someone whose work sits at the intersection of innovation and sensory experience. It's Johanna Mattsson, from the CEO from Nordaq, and welcome. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Nikolina. It's a pleasure to be here.
I would love to begin by inviting you to introduce yourself and share a little bit about Nordaq's story and what sets your brand apart in this space.
Well, what sets us apart is that Nordaq is the only company in the world today that can make the same water everywhere you are without transporting it, right? So the purpose of having consistency within the luxury industry, as you're talking, is to be able to serve your guest with consistency, regardless if it's water, it might be the pen you're signing a contract with, it might be whatever, right? That's where Nordaq comes in, because we managed to do the same consistency in over 65 countries today. And we do that with the essence of just the purest taste possible, so the guests can enjoy whatever they're doing. The sustainable part comes in. I don't know, Nikolina, have you been into our site?
Of course.
Yeah. So if you look at our site, there's numbers ticking. Those numbers are actually connected to our AI and IoT systems around the world. If you take a print screen of that today, regardless after this talk or maybe in a week's time, you can check in. And that's the impact that we're doing in real life somewhere in the world today.
Of course. And this is what is unique. And I know the company, you started the company in 2005, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. We registered the company, and the purpose came that we love to travel. We love to eat good food, to live at nice places. Anywhere we traveled, anywhere we ate, we always had local food, right? So you go to Japan to have the nicest Kobe beef, or you go to Piemonte to have some truffles. But everywhere we traveled around the world, there was always more or less the same bottled water, right? So the food was local, but the water was always the same brands, more or less. And we wanted to find out. So we said, there must be a better way to do this. I mean, if you can grow wines around the world, you need to be able to do good water around the world without having the different flavors, because tap water is different everywhere we go, right? And filtered water is not difficult. I mean, filter water, you can do that either from unpotable water to potable water or enhancing the flavors. But making sure you clean it in the same way so you get the same outcome, that is the tricky part. And for that, we needed an enormous amount of researchers and research around the world. And at the end of the day, we came up with what became Nordaq. It stands for Nordaq Aqua, and it's a smart filter that can feel and sense the different local tap waters. So we can feel, and the filter will feel. So now today I'm in Stockholm. Yesterday I was in Mallorca. I had my water. It tastes the same as my office when I'm in Mallorca. Last week I was in Barcelona. Same thing. Tastes the same. Bubbles are the same. And it all comes down to the consistency of a filter that is a smart filter, so we can feel how we should be working in different places around the world.
And this is a big thing. And in what ways does water shape the luxury guest experience at a deeper level?
Well, I think so. I mean, in there, I think we can save, but we can also break, right? Because last Saturday I checked into a very nice hotel. You know, it was my private weekend. They were charging me 3,000 euros a night, but they gave me some Tetra Pak, right? That's a private sense. When I'm paying that amount of money, having something packaged, I come from Sweden. I love the whole packaging industry, right? But having something that's produced in one country, shipped to another country, filled there, then shipped to another country to be produced, it doesn't give that sense of luxury, if you're asking me, right? So for me, when it comes to water, when you're checking in, regardless if it is you buy an expensive handbag or you're gonna go into a nice hotel, for me, water should just be water. It should not be salty. It should not be irony. It should not be packaged in something cheap like plastic or something else. It should be in a nice bottle, and it should be capped so you can see that it has been untouched. And it should just have no flavor, because whatever you're doing in that sense, if it is you're on a balcony watching the view, or you're sitting in a restaurant with your friends or with someone you love, that's the most important. And the water can either enhance that by just being water and not giving you any kind of other sense than the champagne or whatever you're doing, or it can break by being too salty, undrinkable, or too irony or something. And that's where Nordaq comes in with our customers, right? Because our job is just to be there. We all need to drink water, right? That's a survival instinct. We need to drink water. It's good for us. But our company come in the luxury spectrum where we're just enhancing the destination and our customer's location. That's our job. We should be there unseen, and just, you should just remember wherever you went. That's the most important here.
We have moved away from the white gloves, and we have moved away from this kind of services. It's we call seamless experience in customer journeys, like these elements that they make the difference. From someone smiling to you, the fine harmony around the human element and the technology in the whole customer journey, and all these details that make stay, and you connect. It's a different connection. It's a deeper connection with the clients. What are the biggest challenges we face when bringing a premium sustainable solution like Nordaq to properties globally?
Well, I think there's two ones. One is the understanding, right? Some people are thinking that, hey, if I'm gonna have a water I produce myself, I might give it for free in the rooms. It should be cheap. So it should not be good, because obviously when you're able to do something that normally people are shipping millions of bottles across the world to be able to reach the same end product, it comes with a price, right? So that is one thing that people are thinking, that no, you're checking into a nice little remote resort in the Maldives, but no one cares about the water in the room. That's, I would say, old perception. As long as it's sustainable, it doesn't have to be good, which I think is sometimes sad. The second one is obviously that in some parts of the world, government still thinks that plastic bottles are better because that keeps up the production of labor or whatever it might be in some remote areas. So that is two unfortunate things. But mostly, most people are very positive. I mean, Nordaq is in a spectrum where consistency matters. As you're saying, it should be seamless. People should not, it should just be there. So we're mostly, I mean, I would say 9 over 10 times it's very positive.
And if we zoom out a little, what's your North Star as a brand and personally as a leader for the company? How do you see your brand evolving? If you have something, what will be for the upcoming 6-12 months?
We're actually also in places like New Caledonia and Fiji, which is far off for us. But when it comes to locations, it's our customers that show the way, right? We grow with our customers. So any of our customers that are opening in new remote areas or in new countries where we're not, we will follow them, and we will you just start an operation. We see all our customers as partnerships. So if they're successful, we will grow with them. So in terms of countries, they are deciding the route. When it comes to products, yeah, I think that we have a new product that's very, very attractive on the market that comes with an AI filter. So it's a tiny, small automatic machine that can fill, cap, and date print bottles, totally automatic, right? But most informally, with the AI and computer inside it, it kind of tells both us and the customer what is needed. So both in needed of service and pre-maintenance, etc., but also telling the customer when it's time to order or how many times a bottle has been used, because when you're doing the whole concept with creating this ecosystem at your location is to reuse the bottles. Obviously, sometimes people's, bottles might get broken, they might disappear, and this machine is tagging all of this. And we can see it through the usage of the machine as well as the rip cap that's totally geotagged. So we can see where the rip cap is at any given time.
Amazing. So you get all the data that you need between you and your end client.
The hoteliers that you're talking to, right, then they have all the data they need to report. They know how many bottles they've used. They know how many liters of water they save. They know the energy consumption. They have everything. So they get that in an app. So everything is at their hands, whatever they might need.
What is luxury for you? If we're about to redefine luxury, you mentioned at the beginning that you love the beautiful places, the gastronomy, you love real food. I can see you are a person that connects with others, which is beautiful to see. What is luxury for you?
Well, luxury for me is there's two senses. First of all, true luxury when I reach that is when I am surrounded with people I love. And the second is that when we together can experience new places on new adventures. But I want the seamless experience, like you're saying. When I come with my partner, my family, we park the car. The doors are just open. The bags are just carried in. I walk through the doors. They know that it's me that's coming. The room is already set regardless of what time I'm checking in. The drinks or the juice or the coffee, depending on the hours, are there. And it's just that seamless, no problem, no nothing. People know what I want before I even have it, which enhances me to also consume more, right? Because they know that at a certain time of the day, I might feel for a glass of champagne. And I don't have to, before I'm even picking up the phone to ask for it, they're actually coming and telling me, hey, would you like to have a glass of champagne? And I'm not saying this needs to be free. It can still be charged to me. But it is that seamless of spending just a very tranquility time at beautiful places, new beautiful places with the people I love. That's luxury for me.
It's that fine balance and harmony that we will be discussing, and it's a big part also of the wellness. Which that's why we wanted to have you as well. So an individual must be a company to source your product, right? They must have like a hotel, a restaurant. It's more for companies, right? As a product.
Yes, I mean, we are more a B2B product. That's what we are. But obviously, as you're saying, as we are also walking into that seamless custodia, we do have customers, consumers, private consumers that stay at these hotels. They might go to wellness clinics because obviously the water, I mean, one of the sides of Nordaq is that it becomes one of the purest waters you can actually drink in the world, right? So it's very important for some athletes to have our water. So obviously we have some sport athletes, some elite athletes, chefs, etc., that do have our water at their houses, but the contracts are based on just as any restaurant, right? So normally it's a person that already have a management company taking care of their properties. It's not just any apartment, because we want to make an impact, a big impact, right? So the purpose, if we would be something that everyone could buy at their in a supermarket and install at their house, that would be billions of installations, and that would be not a sustainable footprint. So rather than that, we are working more towards local, let's say, high scale and supermarkets where you can refill your bottles, or we have wineries where you can get our water and you kind of get free refills. That's kind of more the end where we are, so that anyone can drink our water, but it's based on, at the back end, it's based on a B2B kind of business model in order to use as little impact on the world as possible, right?
So you've positioned the product also in wellness centers or clinics?
So we are in quite a few wellness clinics. We're also in, there's also kind of wellness hoteliers where you check in, you hand in your phone, they take all the measurements and you stay for X amount of days or weeks to detox from this digital world. So we're there as well. We also have private clinics, private hospitals. So yeah, I mean, we are, I would say, in a spectrum anywhere that water is important and is in part of I mean, anywhere you could consume water, but the experience of keeping that kind of high-end delivery, that's where we come in. So you can find us at cruise lines, wellness clinics, gyms, hospitals, hotels, airlines. That's very important for a quality, but should go hand in hand with sustainability.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Nikolina, for having me. It was a great pleasure.